done a video in such a long time, and here I am at just after 6:30 in the morning, deciding, because the waves are pretty spectacular, that I would start a video for you all, because it's the weekend of Storm BERT, and I've never lived on the coast where there's a storm with a name. So let me turn it up. Just wondering what is going to be going on, what's going to get thrown at us. It's a little bit windy. I'm not going to lie, it's not the warmest of days. It's a little bit windy. The drama though for the town at the moment is that it's the big Christmas light switch on tomorrow evening, or tomorrow afternoon, and Storm BERT's on its way. So of course, the world has gone to hell in a handbasket, which it has, but in Ramsgate it really has, because there's a storm and they're trying to come up with a plan B for bad weather. But let's see. Anyway, I'm going to do a bit more when I get home, but this is this beautiful morning just after 6:30. There's not a soul about because of Storm BERT. On the coastline here, I can turn around so you might be able to see. The difference is, let me just turn the camera around so you can see the sea. But the sunrise is always spectacular here, but the sea, I think the wind is harder than yesterday, but perhaps the sea is, no, the sea is just about bad. Anyway, I'm going to turn it around again, bear with. Absolutely battered by this Storm BERT. It's been spectacular. Wasn't so fun working in it yesterday at rugby, but hey ho. Anyway, I wanted to do one yesterday, one this morning, and excuse me, one out of here, just to see me Hughie boobs. And there, I think you can see her. Is she there? There she is, with a Mabel. But walking, I've just walked all the way along the coastline along Ramsgate, and I've been pushed along. Now of course I have to walk back, so I'm pushing in. So it's like a resistance workout in the gym. It's kind of hard work. So I'm going to put it down, concentrate on getting home, and we'll catch up in a bit. In the meantime, happy Sunday. So we're back in. There's a couple of hours later and we're back in. The coast has been battered this weekend, absolutely battered. And walking home into that wind was hard work. It was much more than, it took me twice as long to walk home because the wind was just blowing, the sand was blowing, but it's absolutely incredible. But anyway, we're back in the warm and showered and dressed and ready for the day. It's been a long time since my last video again. I'm not apologising, there's been a lot going on. So we've got some catching up to do. First thing I want to show you, which I'm very excited about, so just bear with me while I turn the camera around. I know, there's wood, but coming through to another completed fireplace. It has taken forever. The thickness of the concrete on some of this fireplace was extraordinary. And what I still love about this is the quirkiness. Because again, here you can see the bricks that are forming the crescent finish way before the fireplace does. And here you uncover a great big hole that goes all the way down. So this effectively, this fire breast needs to be filled in and supported because it's being supported by one line of bricks. But there's a cracking slate insert. I'm hoping that's an original to the house. So apart from some remedial work, and I told you that this wall had all the pipes, well there are the pipes, but I've given that wall at least another, that alcove, at least another 3 inches of space. So I might be able to squeeze something in there. And you'll see as well that all of the carpet has now gone. So the boards are all ready for sanding. These are all the bricks that came out of the fireplaces. Extraordinary amount of bricks. But this room is ready for sanding. The bummer is that every sander I've got in touch with to do it has got a 6-month waiting list, which is not great. So I'm trying to work out whether or not I do it myself or I wait the 6 months. But I'm off to the DIY shops tomorrow to buy the panelling kits to start the panelling. So I figured that I'd go ahead with the panelling first so that I could decorate the room, and perhaps the floorboards will be the last thing to do. So I'll get some really nice rugs to cover up, because my plan is that this room's going to be ready in time for Christmas. I'm so pleased with the fireplaces. I'm absolutely over the moon with them. They look fabulous. The floorboards will look fabulous. And I just can't wait to have my lounge back. And the dogs, who've never had time on this lovely new sofa that I bought, and it's now covered up, they can't wait to be in here either. Hey Hugo. Hugo's got a bit of a cough. I'm keeping an eye on it because I'm wondering whether it might be a bit of a kennel cough. Anyway, that's what's been going on in the lounge. This is Mabel's handiwork here. So I'm trying to protect it every time I go out. Eventually, all of this carpet's going to go anyway, and all the floorboards are going to come back. But she's completely mullered the front door carpets to the point where I've now put garden slates down to try and stop her chewing when I'm not here. She's as good as gold when I'm here, but it's when I'm not here. It's been super cold, and this room is a perfect room in the summer, but my God, does it let the cold in. So we have to close this door off now. This is all my books. You can see the wind still blowing out. Anyway, we've got lots to talk about, but I've got one topic that I want to address mainly. And that topic, unfortunately, because I think they're amazing, is, dare I say it, the NHS. Since I've been back in England, and I've been back now for 8 months, and I've swerved getting involved with the NHS because I figure that, hang on a minute, I'm scraping a chair. See, it's been so long since I did a video, I don't know where to look. So I'm going to look there, and I'm going to look there, and I'm going to sit back, and here I am going to talk to you. So I've had to write down notes on my experience of the NHS so far, which is a real shame, because the NHS, when I left England, was such an amazing thing, and in the 11 years that I've been gone, it's just, I'm now witness to it, it's just gone downhill so badly, and it's a real shame. In France, you would be able to call your GP and you would have an appointment either the same day or the next day, and you would sit with your GP for as long as you wanted, and things, you'd be referred, that would be quick, everything was done with speed and haste. France had this lovely thing where they err on the side of caution and perhaps go a little bit overboard. I know things in France are changing ever so slightly, and the care system is withering away a little bit, but I've had need to, first of all, register with a GP, and that in itself was a bit of an exercise. And let me just walk you through, there's been 2 issues that I've needed to see my GP about that have caused me concern. First of all, I had a mole that grew sort of exponentially and just changed and was just unpleasant. And so you're thinking all kinds of things. and it's visible, so I wanted to get it looked at. So I needed to register with a GP. So I had to phone a GP. No, you're not allowed to register on the phone. You have to go and register online. So you register online, and that is like pages and pages and pages of information that they want from you, to be told that you're under consideration and we'll get back to you within 5 working days. So you wait, and you don't know whether you're going to be accepted. But I chose the GP with the worst Google reviews because they were the only GP in my catchment area that were actually accepting new patients. So the choice was them or nobody. So when you're choosing someone with really bad reviews, you kind of think, oh, what am I getting myself into? But to be with a GP is better than not being with a GP. Anyway, I finally got accepted by this GP, and I was like, great, let's get an appointment. So you phone again, and this is why I'm referring to my notes. And you phone call, so you go through to the answer machine, and you've got, please listen to the following 27 options. By the time you've got to number 27, you've forgotten what number 1 was. So you just kind of just wait for the one to speak to a receptionist. So I got to the one to where you speak with a receptionist, say, can I make an appointment? No. You have to go on to this thing called e-consult. So e-consult is another online booking system where you have to do yourself. You have to put all of your personal information in and then write what's wrong with you and then attach photographs of what's wrong with you. So you go through all of that, typing away, trying to get the best picture. And if my mole was in a bit of a dip, although it's visible, kind of awkward to get a really good close-up photograph of it. Anyway, I finally did all that, and then I think 2 days later, I'm gonna have to put my reading glasses on because I can't see. Yeah, I then get a phone call. I then get a text to say I'm going to be having a phone consultation with my GP. Not even a Zoom, just a phone consultation with my GP in 2 days. So you wait for 2 days. You then have your phone consultation to be told that you are having an urgent referral to the dermatology clinic within 2 weeks. So urgent 2 weeks. I know there's a 2-week thing, but urgent, your anxiety levels are going a little bit sky high because urgent, no one likes to hear urgent. So in 2 weeks, I get the dermatological appointment, and I think I'm seeing a dermatological specialist. That's what I'm assuming I'm going to see. So I turn up and I get there, and to be honest, my appointment was at 11:50 in the morning, and 11:50 in the morning I was called through. But I was called through to a really lovely lady called Amy, and she was a nursing assistant. And Amy, the nursing assistant, wanted to have a look at the mole, and she took a picture of it, no more than I'd done. And she went, okay, she said, we'll send that off to London, and that will be at least 2 weeks before we get a response. I was like, I sent you the picture 2 weeks ago. Why? You've only done what I've just done. Why can't you have sent? Anyway, that's all going through my head. I'm not. And I said, well, what do you think? She said, oh, it looks really horrible, doesn't it? I was like, yeah, and it's painful, and it's sore, and it's rock hard, and I don't like it. It's itching and it's irritating. So 2 weeks go past for an urgent referral. So on the day for 2 weeks, I call my surgery to say, it happened to be a Friday, I'm just wanting to phone up for my test results, but that is going through to wait to speak to a receptionist, and the receptionist comes back to say, yes, the results have arrived, it's on the GP's list to look at, but it won't be today, it will be Monday. All right, so you spend the weekend going, I wonder what it is. By sort of 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock Monday afternoon, I'm then calling the GP to say, again, waiting in line, and you wait for hours sometimes to get to a receptionist. And they say, yes, your results have arrived, waiting for the GP to have a look at them. I was like, you said that to me on Friday. Okay, well, we'll flag it so he'll have a look tomorrow morning. All right. The following afternoon, I call, we have the same conversation, that the GP will flag it up for the following morning. I was told, and this is the interesting bit for me, if you feel that your mental health is at risk, tell us and we will speed things up. Mental health, I think, is being used in a way that it shouldn't be used now, because everybody has different feelings, thoughts, our own anxieties. Is anxiety mental health? Because everybody gets anxious, but you just make yourself a cup of tea and you just get on with it. That's not classed as mental health. But I think it's being used so often today. Now I see why. Because it jumps you to the front of the queue. And it's like, I'm not going to make that demand on the NHS. They're under such a load of pressure. I'm not going to use mental health because I'm anxious, but I don't feel like I'm going to cave in until Thursday afternoon when I've made the same phone call 4 times now in a week to say, I now really want my results. Yes, the GP has flagged it, so you have that conversation of, how long does it take for a GP to have a look at results and just let you know what they are? Because, I've been waiting since last Friday for these results. I said, and it's not good enough. He said, well, you have to call back again tomorrow. And I then said, I feel like my mental health is being challenged. Just a minute, he said. Came back, he said, nothing to worry about. But if you want to have a consultation with your GP, if you make an appointment through e-consult, then we can get an appointment for him to have a look at it in person. I was like, can you make that appointment for me? No, you have to go through e-consult. And if you do that now, and it was 3 o'clock, remember it was 3 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. I was like, okay, so if I do that now, he went, oh no, he said e-consult is only available until 2 p.m. So you'll have to do it at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. So you can't even use the e-consults. And then I heard that some surgeries are only doing it until 11 in the morning. So anyway, that was number one. I then get some news from family is, my family history is there is heart conditions on my father's side. Most of his family have been affected by heart disease, as he was. And I get a call from my brother to say that there's some issues going on with him. He's only a year older than me and I should get myself checked out. So I have this, okay. My dad had a heart attack when he was 52, followed by a triple bypass surgery. He's now 82 and still with us and going strong and is amazing. Thank goodness. So I remember when both my brother and I got to 52, all we wanted to do was get through being 52. Once we got to 53, we're like, we've dodged a bullet. But now my brother's 57 and I'm 56 and suddenly there's an issue. So I have to go through all of the rigmarole again of going on the e-consult to explain the history and anxiety this time. I put anxiety right at the forefront of it to say, I'd like to get this tested. I'd like to have this test because that's what my brother's having. I then get a text message a day later to say, we'd like you to come in for some blood tests and we'll take your blood pressure. Fine. So I go in and have my blood tests for everything. And then I said, well, can we put PSA on that as well? Because, that's also an issue within the family. And the PSA is for the prostate. So the PSA went on it. And I then was told I had my blood pressure taken and it was over high. It was too high. So they then suggested, this lovely nurse suggested, okay, we're going to give you a 24-hour heart monitor. I was like, okay, so that then builds your anxiety even further. When can you do that? 2 weeks. So you have to wait for that blood, which is now happening tomorrow. I'm having that done. Then the blood tests come back about 4 days later and I get a message from the GP saying, you are at a slightly raised risk. So we look forward to hearing for what your blood pressure monitor does over the next 24 hours and also how much do you weigh, sort of thing. And it's like all of this has gone on. All of this has gone on now for months. I still haven't seen a GP. I still haven't sat in a room with a GP to express concerns. I think that's counterproductive. I think that is a reason why people's anxieties go through the roof because you can't see your GP. I wonder what you need to have in order to get to see your GP in the first place, because if you can't get an appointment, suggests they're fully booked, but you can't get to see one. So there's nothing more comforting than sitting across someone that knows better than you of, okay, I want to discuss this, and what do you think? Ask all the questions so you get the answers, which then you might leave feeling either slightly more concerned about a condition or just a little bit more reassured by what you've been told. But when it's all done by an automated reply, that's the way the NHS is going. There's no wonder that the A&E departments are being overrun, because it's a bypass for this e-consult, which it just doesn't work. And I always thought that being the NHS was kind of all about being a little bit proactive, whereas this is reactive. And it takes so long to get things done that there must be people that are either slipping under the net, falling under the radar, or actually not making it to their appointments because no one has actually sat in front of you, looked at you and gone, my God, you're not well, you need to go somewhere. So people must be getting missed and death tolls must be higher. Fortunately, I figure that I'm a reasonably healthy person, and I've got to wear a heart monitor for the next 24 hours from tomorrow. I'm not worried about that, but wouldn't it have been nice if I'd actually been able to sit in a room with somebody to talk about my concerns, rather than throwing the mental health card at them to get quicker responses? That's my bleat. The weather's bad. It's been a tough couple of months. Work is good. One of the things, and I'll finish the video off with this because it's in honour of someone that we lost this last month. We had the most amazing aunt, and she was 93. She celebrated her 93rd birthday in May of this year, 3 days after my birthday. And she was in robust health. She was an amazing lady, and she died unexpectedly at the end of October. So I wanted to honour her and make her a little bit YouTube famous, really, because she was the most amazing person and one of the most special people in my life, and I miss her so much. One of the things I'm still adjusting to is every Sunday I would always go and see her I'd be at her house at 10 o'clock every morning, and we'd sit and we'd chew the mustard. And one of the things that we always talked about, which she was so interested in, was my rugby work, because I work with the local rugby club. So she would always want to know about how the team did, what the politics were, what the match was like, who's upset who, what's going on. And for the last 3 Sundays, I haven't gone to see my aunt to talk about rugby. And I've really, really missed that. And I missed her input, and I missed her laughing. I miss everything about her. So at the end of the video, which is coming up, I'm going to just post a photograph of her in memory of her and in memory of an amazing woman. I know we all have amazing people in our lives, and we know that the circle of life goes on, unfortunately, and we lose people we love. This one has been a really hard hit. I'd like to thank everybody for their continuing support of my little channel. I don't do too much apart from some shorts. Life is busy. Again, I'll say, I don't know how YouTubers have time. It must be that that's all they do, because it's really difficult to squeeze in time, even to do something like this, which is now 20 minutes long. So most people won't watch it. But there it is. It's all there. And thank you for the 141 subscribers I have now. Bless you all. I've not done a video in so long, but every day these shorts, or sometimes without shorts, more subscribers, more subscribers, more subscribers, without me doing anything. So maybe the trick is not to do anything and just watch the subscribers come in. It doesn't help my channel by the more subscribers. It doesn't help me create better content. It doesn't help if you like and subscribe, but I'd really like it if you did. That would be really, really nice. And if you haven't, why not? I'm putting all this effort in. Come on, shake a leg. Anyway, thank you for watching. I've had my little rant. I've enjoyed the storms immensely. The fireplaces are coming along. I'm hopefully getting the kits for the panelling this week. Lots going on, trying to get it done before Christmas. This is my first Christmas in England in 11 years. It feels very strange. And thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe and share. And here is a photograph of my beloved aunt who is so missed.